Partial variation, which is a fourth type of variation. So you can look up for my videos on the other type of variation. All right, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Partial variation deals with quantity or variable that depends on another independent variable, where one of the independent variable remains the same always, and the other changes accordingly to the quantity of the independent variable used. Solving problems under partial variation require forming and finding the solution of two constants in a pair of simultaneous equations. So for us to solve problem under partial variation, you discover that we'll be using the approach of simultaneous equation. Okay, so now look at this example. The cost of maintaining a car is partly constant. You see, this is how to know to differentiate the question. It's partly constant and partly varies as distance traveled in a given month. This question, if you don't look at it very well, look like inverse variation. How do you separate partial variation and from inverse variation? Is by this constant. It is always partly constant. Okay, all right. The cost for a particular maintenance is 120 or 125 when the distance traveled is 3,000 kilometers. While for distance of 12,000 kilometers, the cost is 350. Find the cost. These first values will help us to form the equation. Find the cost for a journey of 16,000 kilometers and distance traveled if the cost is 230 naira. All right, now let's solve it. They said we can now say let the cost be C and the distance be D. So from the first statement, let's say the cost of the maintaining a car is partly constant. So you see that is equals to the cost of maintaining a car is equals to constant. This is a constant, and it is partly varies as D. Look at it, is a direct variation here. Then if this is true, then therefore C is equals to A and C is directly proportional to D. So C will be equals to A plus BD. This B is to clear the sign of the proportionality here. So you introduce B. You can use any alphabet of your choice. But we prefer A and B. But any alphabet can go so long as it is well explained and people understand it. All right. Then C is given to be 125 from the first statement. It's discovered that look at the statement here. It said the cost for a particular maintenance is 125. When the distance travel is 3,000. So that's the first for a first equation. Cost is 125. Distance travel D is 3,000. So A plus 3,000, 3,000 B is the first equation. Then from the second equation, look at it. Y for a distance of 12,000 kilometers, the cost is 350. 350. Look at it here. You discover that you discover that for equation 2, you have 350 as your cost of maintenance equals to A plus the distance is 12,000 B. So now we solve simultaneously. All right, so subtract equation 1 from equation 2. We are doing the subtraction now. Equation 1, take equation 1 from equation 2. So it's going to be 350 minus 125 is going to be 225. A minus A is 0, it has gone. Then 12,000 B minus 3,000 B is going to give us 9,000 B. So we are looking for B. So divide both sides by the coefficient of B. So B is going to be equals to 225 all over 9,000. If you divide it, you are going to have 0.025 as your B. Okay, so we want to find A now. Substituting 0.025 for B in equation 1. So equation 1 is 1225. Look at equation 1 here. 125 equals to A plus 3000 B. So we have to repeat it down. 125 is equals to A plus 3000 times the B is what we have found already to be 0.025, which is here. So this is going to be equals to A plus 3000 times 0.025 is 75. So we collect like term. Collecting like term, A will be equals to 125 minus 75. A is 125 minus 75. A is equals to 125 minus 75 is 50. All right. Now, having find our A and our B, all right, the question is for us actually, to find, look at the question, find the cost for a journey of 16,000 kilometers. So we need to find the cost when D is this, and we need to find the distance when the cost is 230. So that's what we will be doing now. All right, so now we've gotten our A and our B. So finding cost when D is 16,000 kilometers. So we can use any equation. Equation 1, C is equals to A plus BD equals to A is 50 plus our B is 0.025, which we have found already, times our D is given to be 16,000. Sorry about that. Is equals to 50 plus 0.025 times 16,000 is 400. 50, discover that 50 plus 400 will give us 450 naira. Now the next one, finding the distance when the cost is 230, because they asked us to find the distance too. So the cost now is 230. So we can use the equation again. C is equals to A plus BD or DB. Any one of them is correct. So C is given this time around as 230. A is 50 plus our D is given to be is what we are looking for. So B is 0.025, which what we bring down with D. Collect the like times. You discover that you are going to have 0.025D to be equals to this 230. When the 50 is going there, become minus 50. So that's what we have here, 230 minus 50. 0.025D is equals to 180. 230 minus 50 is 180. So therefore, you are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of minus of 0.025 of D rather, which is 0.025. So by the time you do that, you discover that 0.025D all over 0.025 is equals to 180 all over 0.025. So 0.025 will cancel themselves. D is equals to 180 divided by 0.25, which is 7200 kilometer. All right, example 2. The water discharged by a water pump partly varies as the square of the distance and partly inversely as the level of pressure in the reservoir. When 302 liters of water is discharged, the level of pressure is 8 MB, while the distance is 10 meters, and when 1,204 liters of water is discharged, the pressure is 4 MB and the distance is 20 meters. Find the quantity of water discharged when the distance is 50 meters with a pressure of 32 MB. All right, so if you look at the question very well, you discover that water discharged by a water pump partly varies as squared of distance. You see, it partly varies as squared of a distance. This is it. And inversely varies. You see, it inversely varies as L Okay. Why is it L? Okay, inversely as the level of pressure. So level of pressure is what we are using as L. All right. So if you merge the two together, you discover that you're going to have, here you are going to introduce your constant to remove this sign of proportionality, which will be A equals to AD square. Here you are removing the sign of proportionality to make it make W equals to. So it's going to be B as our constant all over L. So this information are already provided up there. W from the first information is 302. All right, is 3. Look at it here. When 302 liter of water is discharged, the level of pressure is 8 MB, while the distance is 8 meter. All right, so you see, this is the information. This is 302, and our distance is given to be 100. Okay, and then this is plus our L is given to be 8. So this is the same thing as the second one is also when 1204 liter of water is discharged, the pressure is 4 MB and the distance is 20. So that is what we have here. The cost is the water is given, the water level is given, and we discover that our D is given and then our L is given. So solving simultaneously, you discover that multiply equation 1 by by 400 and equation 2 by 100. So we are multiplying so that we can at least one side will be the same so that we can be able to cancel out. All right, so if this is the case, you discover that this is what we did. This is equation 1 all multiplied by 400, and this is equation 2 all multiplied by 100. So what we did is that we are using this side. All right, we want to make this 100 and 400 the same. All right, okay. So therefore, you discover that by the time you do this multiplication, 400 times 302 is 120,800. 400 times 100A is 40,000 A. 400 times B over 8 is going to be 50B. Why? Because 8 here, 8 in 100 is 50. Here, 200 times 1204 is going to be 120,400. So 100 times 400 is still 40,000. You see that they are the same now. We can be able to cancel them. And then 100 times B over 4 will be 25B. Why? Because 4 here is 1. 4 into 1 is 1. And 4 into 100 is 25. So you see, they are now linear. All right, so subtract equation 4 from equation 3. So I tag them at this one, equation 3, equation 4. So if you subtract equation 3 from equation 4, you discover that you have 120,800 minus 120,400 and left with 400. 40,000 A minus 40,000 is 0, so it has gone. 50 minus 25 is 25B equals to the variable side with the coefficient of B. The coefficient of B is 25. So we pull, therefore B is equals to 400 over 25. 400 over 25 is 16. Okay, so now we have gotten our B. We need to get our A. So substituting 16 for B in equation 4 to get A. So this is our equation 4. This one is our equation 4. So therefore, our equation 4 is what we brought down here. So instead of writing, B, we write 25 and 16 rather. Then from here, you discover that 120,400 will be equals to 40,000 A plus 25 times 16 is 400. So by the time you collect like terms, you discover that 40,000 A will be equals to 120,400 minus 400. That's what we have here. So this is going to be equals to, if you subtract, then you have 120,000. So to get our A, we divide both sides by the coefficient of A. And the coefficient of A is 40,000. So therefore, A is equals to 120,000 all over 40,000. So 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So now that we have gotten the constant A and B, what is obtainable or expected now is to find W when D is 50 and then L is 32. It is given from the question up here. All right, look at the question. We are asked to find our W. We are asked to find our W. Find the quantity of water discharged when the distance is 50 meter and with the pressure of 32. So that is the question. So therefore, if we are looking for this level of water, I discover that W is equals to AD squared plus B all over L as the initial, expression we are using. So A is given to be 3 times, this is given to be 50 square, D is 50, look at it, the square is what we bring down, plus B is 16, L is 32, which is going to be equals to 3 times 50 square is 7,500 plus 16 divided by 32 is 0.5. Alright, so now if you have this 7,500 plus 0.5, is going to give us 7,500.0.5. Alright, so thank you. Continue to share. Don't forget to share, subscribe. Share and subscribe, like and comment. God bless you. Thank you.